All right, let's still stick with that. The Professional Fighters League is revolutionizing the world of mixed martial arts with its unique win and advance format. Now, the league aims to captivate audiences globally, and South Africa is hosting the PFL at the Carnival City this Women's Day with 15 countries participating. And to talk more about this, I am joined in studio by Daniel Kijo, who is the PFL Africa Director of Marketing. Nkosi Ndebele is also here with us, the PFL bantamweight fighter, and Patrick Ocheme, the PFL featherweight fighter. It's so good to have you in studio. I'm very excited about this. Before we get to the fighters, Daniel, I want to start with you because 2 weeks ago in Cape Town, very exciting in terms of the debut and the launch of PFL. Let's talk about this global expansion, particularly to Africa.
Indeed. So mixed martial art is one of the world's fastest growing sports with over 650 million fans globally. We've seen the success of brands like the UFC and PFL, take over the sports scene across the world. Now, the PFL, unlike other organizations, decided to make a bold move to expand the sport that we love across the world. It started with PFL Europe, in which it created a league format. So think about it like an African Cup of Nations, but for mixed martial arts. That's the sort of easiest way to explain it. So we succeeded very well in Europe, and then we migrated to PFL MENA, Middle East, North Africa. And now, historically, just like you said, 2 weeks ago, we touched African soil with a sold-out event in Cape Town, where that man over there, Nkosi Ndebele, gave out a stand-up performance, finished around with his first round?
Yeah, first round.
And Nkosi finished around in the first round and has now advanced for his bantamweight challenge. He moves on to the next fighter. So it's a win and advance format that was absolutely historical. With our distribution across the continent, the world reverberated as African talent was put on showcase.
Oh, it sounds just amazing. And just to be there in that sold out venue and of course on home soil and winning, it must have been just so incredible. Maybe just take us through that entire atmosphere, Nkosi.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was an amazing atmosphere for me. And thank you to PFL for doing such a wonderful thing in Africa and for giving us fighters opportunity in Africa. For me, the crowd was amazing. I've never fought in such an event where, it's sold out. The crowd is happy and excited, and it's also home soil. The crowd chanting my name. I've never experienced this before. This was the first time I felt the electricity, I felt the energy, and it just got me fired up to just step in there and deliver, so that they can also be satisfied, for what they came for that night. And it's a beautiful thing that PFL Africa has done, and I'm really grateful. Looking back at it, that was one of my best moments in my career.
That's incredible. I want to get to Patrick because this weekend is going to be absolutely exhilarating. But Nkosi, I just want us to chat about just in terms of your introduction to the sport, and just making sure that you are playing the sport that isn't necessarily as huge in the country and on the continent, but you are one of those individuals that are getting it onto that global stage.
Yeah, so when I started, slowly but surely, MMA is growing. The MMA scene is growing in South Africa, and a lot of people are starting to know about MMA in South Africa and around Africa, and PFL coming to Africa and specifically in South Africa, it just opened a huge door to the MMA scene. And now a lot more people in Africa or in South Africa, they know more about the sport. It's amazing that when I just walk, people say, oh, you look familiar. So these things are just like, so a lot of people are watching these things. You just walk, a person wants to take a picture, and, it just shows that, okay, PFL coming here just, made a lot of people realize that there's a huge door and there's a huge opportunity in the sport of MMA. And I'm just grateful to be, in the upfront and, rolling the wheel.
Oh, it's really incredible. Patrick, this weekend is going to be a big one. And of course, for you as well, you are taking on Chamara this weekend.
Yeah, I am. Well, first I want to say thank you to the PFL for making it possible for me to be competing in this tournament, especially when it's the first in Africa. I always want to be part of something so unique, and I'm really blessed to be participating here. And then I'll be going head-to-head against Kamara Mohammed, which is a very good and strong fighter as well. And then I'm just hoping to pull it out. That's the way Nkosi did in Cape Town. I want to make sure that I also have a spectacular, beautiful performance on the day as well.
And it is of significance because it is the main event in terms of the featherweight. Just also that on its own must be so significant as well.
Yeah, it is because, usually I'm used to fighting at lightweight. And then getting an opportunity to compete in featherweight, because I've always wanted to be a 3-division champion. That's one of my goals and one of my dreams, So right now they're making it possible for me to be able to achieve that. I'm grateful that I don't necessarily have to start from lightweight. Might as well start from the featherweight, becoming the featherweight world champion. But first, I have to start by becoming the PFL African champion first, featherweight, then I can advance to the global. And then someday in the future, I believe strongly I'm going to be a world champion.
Ooh, that is amazing. And of course, Daniel, I want us to also talk about some of the profiles of the fighters that are coming through, because quite a lot of nations are also going to be represented this weekend.
Right. This is truly a global level of MMA. The PFL has the best fighters from across the world, and now we're selecting the best fighters from 15 nations who will be represented in this tournament generally. Now, most people know our heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou. He's one of the most inspiring people I've ever met. Forget just athletes. He's tremendous. And he was the one a year ago when he moved to PFL. He said, I want to give Africa a chance. I know there's immense talent. I want to give Africa a chance. That's why we are here. And we've seen tremendous talent from this country. This is basically like in olden days, each country, each nation nominating their very best to compete and showcase their skills. So we have people from 15 countries. There's Ibrahim Mane and Shido Esperanza, who are going to be a co-main event, of course, before Patrick Ocheme's fight. We have undefeated prospects from Congo, from Angola, from Nigeria. So this is not an issue of just a Southern African thing. The whole of Africa is here. And this is all in preparation for our road to Benin. Our finals will be held in Benin this year, and there will be 4 events every year, which will be in select cities across Africa to truly bring the sport to a global stage. But that's not it. We also are focusing on improving the level of the sport across the world. We want, just like you see across villages, I'm sure we've all seen the videos where there's a child in a village herding goats, but he scores a goal, he'll do the the Cristiano shoo. That it transcends language. That transcends, income, because sport is powerful. Now we want the world's most fastest growing sport to reach every young African boy or girl who wants a career in mixed martial arts. We, in each country, are trying to reach out to local communities. We're reaching out to amateur leagues. We're talking to coaches. We're trying to open doors to all members of the MMA fraternity from across the world, but also to expose the sport, because this sport is relatively new. Globally, it's only about 30 years old, but football has been here for centuries. So we have a duty as PFL, we feel, to sort of educate the African fan and convert them to see this opportunity, not just to get income for themselves, but to change our community as well.
And of course, for Patrick, maybe quickly, how are you then preparing for this weekend? Maybe let's chat about that in terms of fitness levels as well.
Well, I've already done most of the work because I started my fight camp early as well. And then the fitness-wise, I'm good. I'm really good. So right now, my focus is just on the weight cut now. So I'm busy water loading now, and then I probably have until Friday morning to make sure that I'm on weight.
Oh, all the best for this weekend. And then, of course, for you, Nkosi, it will be the road to Benin. As we're chatting about that, what is it going to take for you to get to that stage?
Of course, what happened in Cape Town, that was one down for me, 2 more to go.
Yeah.
So I must just make sure that on the next fight, I get things done, and then Benin, here I come. Actually, I already see myself in there, so yeah.
It's definitely going to happen.
Done.
How do people make sure that they are at Carnival City, and just also in terms of broadcasts?
Yeah, so it's going to be done at the Big Top Arena, like you touched on, and it's going to be this Saturday. Doors open at 5. So we just want to call on to the community, the South African community, to come and support the league. There are a lot of talented fighters. We have a South African fighting, Albert Stein there. He'll be fighting at featherweight as well. I think it's just a great night out. Even if you do not know the sport, come and enjoy the festivities. Come and enjoy world-class production. Nkosi said it, the level of production, what you will experience. We also have a partnership with Afro Nation, who will bring the music and the entertainment. It's a blend of culture, music, combat sports, MMA, and Africa's very best fighters in the smart cage.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming through. Of course, Nkosi, Patrick, and Daniel, and it's about what's going to be happening this weekend. Absolutely exciting that the Professional Fighters League is here in Africa, particularly in Johannesburg, where you should be finding yourself at the Carnival City.